As you can see, Iztuzu Beach in Dalyan, Turkey, is a rare sight to behold. A 5-kilometer arc of shimmering golden sand stretching from the base of a pine-clad mountain to a river delta with not a single house, shop, or hotel in sight. No ugly concrete rows here in Iztuzu Beach. All you see, a combination of magnificent green mountains, rivers, lakes, and a horseshoe golden beach, a beach that is one of the main nesting places of a rare turtle species. During the day, in the summer season, you'll see people swimming, walking, or lying in the sun to the sound of the gentle waves, but at night, a barrier comes down and the beach is claimed back by nature, in particular by hundreds of loggerhead turtles, one of the oldest surviving species in the world, which lay their eggs there from May to September. That's right. Iztuzu is not only a stunning beach, but the second most important site for endangered loggerhead in Turkey. Now I want you to picture this breathtaking site covered and polluted by blocks and blocks of ugly concrete commercial buildings, rows of pools, light poles, and thousands of people holding plastic cups and mugs filled with cocktail and beer. I want you to imagine it with the noise and trash pollution that comes with all that. And with it, the pristine natural habitat, peace, and the loggerhead turtles and bird species all gone and destroyed forever. Can you picture it? Can you imagine that? Well, in the 1980s, that was the envisioned destiny for this jewel of a place called Iztuzu Beach. Do you believe in the power of one? I do. In fact, I have lived and built my entire life based on this belief. One is a very powerful number. Whether one decision made that leads to a much larger impact or one person joining other ones, that's how real positive changes happen. Well, Iztuzu Beach, as a natural beauty wonder and the rare loggerhead turtle's nesting habitat, was famously saved from development in the late 1980s due to the relentless and persistent efforts of one woman. A woman who, through her will and determination, managed to stop the profit-seeking plans to turn this unspoiled paradise and nesting site for loggerhead turtles into a resort with large-scale hotels, a yacht marina, and dozens of holiday villas. A single, determined woman who has become a legend in a remarkable real-life story of how a handful of Turkish and European conservationists, galvanized by the English turtle lady, saved Iztuzu from development. June Haymoff, here in Dalyan referred to as Captain June, is that remarkable lady who recently turned 96. In 1975, she and her partner bought a small boat and sailed for several years around the Greek and Turkish coast. In 84, Haymoff dropped anchor in Dalyan Bay in Turkey and immediately fell in love with the magnificent, unspoiled Iztuzu Beach, a 5-kilometer long, millennia-old birding ground for the endangered Caretta Caretta turtles. She decided to call the place home and build a small hut at the delta end of the beach. A year later, this beach paradise was torn down by local authorities, to make way for a 1,800-bed holiday complex to be built by a German company which had struck a deal with the Turkish government. Haymoff was outraged, not only for herself, the community and the beach, but mainly for the threat posed to the turtles by the massive development. So she took on the adversaries, from the profit-driven megacorporations and a cash-hungry government to certain employment-hungry local groups, and she pressed on and became one of the most peerless, fearless environmental campaigners of the 20th century. Think about it. This was in the 80s, before the internet and social media era. The only tools she had at her disposal were her pen, her personality, a paper petition, and her power of persuasion, her determination and persistence. In the 80s, there were very few tourists visiting the little village of Dalyan, but Haymoff convinced many to sign. She wrote endless letters to the Turkish authorities and people in Britain she thought might help. It was a slow and painful process. All that painfully hard, long, and tedious work was marked by a victory. The German construction work was literally stopped in its tracks. Even though a lagoon on the beach had already been partially drained to accommodate the construction machinery, concrete foundations for workers' huts had been cast, and dozens of old pine trees had been sawed down. Yet, DEG pulled out, and the beach was saved and was declared Turkey's first ever special environmental protection area, banning everybody from the beach between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. except nesting turtles. In 2008, it won the Times Most Beautiful Open Space in Europe award, and it featured in TripAdvisor's Top 20 Beaches in the World for 2015. All this due to the power of one. Dalyan has been one of my most favorite places in Turkey for years, and yes, I have known of Captain June's legend for over 2 decades. After relocating to Fethiye, Turkey, only an hour scenic drive from Dalyan, and setting up my new office and documentary crew here, I contacted June Haymoff and requested an interview with her. She graciously accepted. I am truly honored to have this opportunity and to be able to share parts of this sincere discussion with you all.
I'm well known in this country. The government are very kind to me.
I know.
Yes.
You have been very kind to this country as well, because I have heard people all over Turkey mentioning your project, even people who haven't come yet to Dalyan. So even though you may not hear from them, they do appreciate what you have done. And the reason they appreciate, they know it's not because you did it for publicity.
No money.
No money.
And they know I've lived 40 years in their country, too. They know my story. They call me Captain, Captain June, all over Turkey. I never said I'm a captain, though I did come here on a boat originally. I came here as a sailor. I had a boat on the Mediterranean all summer for 10 years. So they knew this lady who came from the sea, and that's why the Turks call me Captain. I'm proud. beach. Have you been?
Yes.
You've seen the beach.
Beautiful, many, many times.
It's unique.
It is.
And it deserved to be protected, and that's what I was fortunately able to begin. I didn't actually do it, but I began. I said, save this place. Don't put 20 hotels or 30 on it. Don't cover it in concrete. Let the turtles come at night, lay their eggs, produce their young, and go back to the sea, and do that every year, as they have done for perhaps 1,000 years or more. And fortunately, some in the capital listened, in Ankara, they listened. And they did make the beach protected because it was slated for very heavy development. German, Turkish, 2 countries. And it was big, involving a great deal of money. I think it was 40 million Deutschmarks about at that time. Because when I came here, like you, or anybody normal, I didn't know anything about sea turtles, though I'd been a sailor. I sailed the Med for 10 years on my boat. That's sign on the wall that says Bubalina. That's off my boat. It was on the side of my boat. I sailed the Med for 10 years with
Solo?
my husband, friends, family. Yeah. And so when I came to this beach and I heard the turtles came at night to lay the eggs, well, I thought they can't do that. There's a road down the beach with cars and people and machinery and no. So what I did was I tried. And thank goodness, somebody listened. So when people say, oh, Turkey's a very difficult country, you know, some do. Oh, yeah. Well, it's a tough country. You can't just go and do whatever you like, and a lot of discipline and so on. But I managed because I tried. I tried. And I suppose they thought, well, she may be a bit eccentric, but she means well, and the tourists are going to go there. If she thinks it's okay, maybe more tourists will come. Perhaps they thought like that. As a result, we've got it all. We get thousands every year there.
Yes, you do.
Tens of thousands.
And you have made the world, and you together with people who supported you and who have been supporting you.
Yes, I was helped by many other people, especially in the beginning by Turks. The World Wildlife Fund helped me. I met Nergis Yazgan, a wonderful woman. Go and see her in Istanbul. And Nergis came down here, hearing the call. Help! The Turtle Beach is going to be developed. There came Nergis Yazgan, a wonderful Turkish lady. Actually younger than I. I'm 95, by the way. And Nergis would be now 75. Yes, she came. Well, what's happening? What's going on? How can I help? And she was president of the World Wildlife Fund, you see, international. So, one just does it with a bit of trying, believing, and meeting other people who feel the same. Turkey is such a beautiful country. It's got everything. You probably know because you've traveled here before. We've got mountains, sea, lakes. We've got ancient buildings. We've got deserts. We've got forests of unbelievable beauty and importance. It's a wonderful country. Wonderful. I'm very proud and happy that I've been able to spend. I bought this house in '87, and I lived on the beach in a hut. Did you go to the beach yet?
Not today, but we are going again.
For your article, please go to the beach.
Oh, we are going to
and take a picture of my hut. It's unique.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know it too.
I know.
We built it in 1984. The village carpenter from Dalyan, Mehmet Bakkal, he built it. It's blue, and it's still blue. So it's 40 years old, the hut. And I lived in it at the beginning on the beach. Then government came after a while, because governments change. You can have good ones, you can have not so good ones. And at that time, they came and they said, everybody away, off the beach. Why? Just go. You have no rights here. The beach belongs to the government. Go. We went. But I came back. I wasn't content to just go. I came back, but first I went to Ankara to talk to people. What about tourism? The beach is very valuable. Don't send people away. Bring them here from many countries and you'll make money. Well, they didn't just listen to me, they heard that from other people. And so eventually we now have a beach which is completely protected forever, they say. Forever, said the important people in Ankara. Protected forever. And at night, there's no light on the beach. There's no noise, no music. Nobody's allowed to go there. In the summer, from 8 o'clock at night until 8 in the morning. These were all laws that were imposed to save the beach for the sea turtles.
Haymov's battle is far from over. She continues her stand and fight for further protection of the environment and Caretta Carettas. Her main focus now is protecting the turtles from a different threat: the hundreds of boats plying their way along the Dalyan Delta, bringing tourists to and from the beach, as well as the fishing boats. Boat propellers can kill or wound the turtles, and so Haymov persuaded the British ambassador to Turkey, David Radaway, to donate funding for 90 propeller guards to be produced. The problem now is persuading the boatmen to use them. Another issue bringing her into conflict with the boatmen is the feeding of turtles as a tourist attraction. You can find more information on her current activisms, issues, latest developments, and ways to help her noble cause through her foundation, the Captain June Sea Turtles Conservation Foundation in Dalyan. I will provide you with the link. Our need, dependency, love, and compassion for our natural habitat is a strong bridge that connects us, no matter where we are in the world.